I'm sure at least most of you are somewhat familiar with the UIM game mode. I mean, you know the old adage, no banking, no trading, and looking to take on one of RuneScape's biggest challenges. And whew, what a challenge it is, truly. Nothing but you, the clothes on your back, and the finest 28 items you can carry. But what if it didn't have to be like that? Enter the player-owned house, more specifically, the costume room. This place is a gold mine for UIMs. Tons of both niche and outright best-in-slot items and sets are perfectly storable. The only catch being you need the full set to properly make use of them. But that's where I come in. I am looking to complete the player-owned house on my Ultimate Iron Man. Every single item in here that can be stored will be stored. That means things like the Justiciar armor set from TOB, Inquisitors from Nightmare, and Missouri, both the standard and fortified versions from TOA. The Magic Wardrobe holds almost every single set of mage gear in the game. Ancestral, the Twisted variant, and from the Wilderness, the Dagon High and Elder Chaos robe sets. And then onto the Cape Rack, which holds probably some of the hardest slots in the game. You're looking at the Max Cape, 2,500 CMs, and 1,000 LMS wins. This is not a small goal, and strictly speaking, yeah, it's straight up impossible. But that's not going to stop me. Our first goal here, helping towards Max, is the Construction Cape. Invaluably worthwhile on a UIM for the infinite house teleports. The only problem is, I'm poor, and I'm gonna need at least 50 million big ones to complete this goal. So to do that, I'm going to Hydra. The only thing is, I don't want to let those Hydra bones go to waste, so I'm gonna need Sinister Offering, which I need Wrath Runes for. Oh dear God, I can see where this is going.
Get 99 construction.
What does it look like I'm doing?
Level up completed.
Alright. There's 80 woodcutting and 2,000 total in the UIM. So that's pretty big. Great way to start the series.
Level up completed.
81 woodcutting.
Level up completed.
82 woodcutting.
Level up completed.
83 woodcutting.
Level up completed.
Whew, alright. That is 84, not 54, 80. Two Tick Teaks is a wonderfully janky mechanic that exploits this game's engine and tricks your character into thinking he's Paul Bunyan born again. It works similarly to 3-ticking, but instead of using something like Guam or Terramintar, we use these birds, a bow without any arrows, and auto-retaliate on. It's quite a lot more effort, but it is 2.5 times faster than normal woodcutting. And oh man, when you get into a rhythm, these XP rates can be very juicy.
Level up completed.
Alright. There is 85 woodcutting. That is... I'm so tired of these birds. That is the last requirement for the Elite Korend Diary. I can boost for 95 Slayer and 85 Cooking. All that's left is to go do it. It's 1 in the morning and I've been 2 tick. Come on. 7. 90, come on. Last. I swear to God. Oh, please. Come on, I believe. Best in the game. Oh my God. That 380 XP, holy shit. Redwood lungs are awesome. Oh man. Oh man. That's nice. That was like an hour of stew boosting. Nailed it. Very nice. That is the best in slot blessing right there. That is 2 prayer bonus in your slot, not to mention unlimited teleports to Mount Karum, which will come in very nice for the Hydra grind, as well as the most beautiful, nice 50,000 Herblore XP. I figure this is probably the best time to do a quick little bank video, and here in the first tab is everything that I own. You see down here, I got a lot of skilling supplies that I really need to use up, like these mahogany planks and all of these herbs from Chambers. They're just kind of burning a hole in my looting bag right now, so I'm going to go ahead and use those up, do the little bit of spring cleaning I was talking about earlier. But outside of that, you know, I've got a lot of PVM gear at the moment. Big thing here, the 2 out of 3 Missouri. We're going to be going back to TOA later today, hopefully, and really want to try and get that Missouri body, because that means that's storeable in the POH, which is just absolutely phenomenal. Currently, we are rocking the crystal body to go along with the Bofa, but once we get Missouri, we are going to go ahead and downgrade, actually, to the Missouri, but since it's storeable, it's just so well worth it. Outside of that, melee gear, I've got the BCP, which I'm not totally sold on. It's only a defensive upgrade over the torso storeable. This is not, so we'll see about that. For right now, I'm keeping it. The Fang, also from TOA, Avernic, and Zeng. These are my 2 TOB purples currently. Dragon Claws, Hammer, Prims. Melee gear is looking very beautiful, nice right now. I'm just missing like a tier 75 melee weapon, right? Like a Hydra Lance or a Rapier or a Mace. Right now, my best like 4-tick weapon is a whip, which is a stash unit storeable, which is why you don't see it here. But yeah, gotta get on that eventually. Mage gear is also looking very nice. I've got the Ancestral Robe Bottoms from Chambers. It's my only piece of Ancestral. You see I'm rocking the Aram's top. I do have full Infinity stored in the POH, which took me like 2 weeks of my life to get, and now I've just replaced it entirely. So I might drop the Aram's robe top. The one thing that's sort of keeping me from doing that is the Tumican Shadow. This is 8 magic bonus over the Infinity robe top, which, you know, with the Shadow is 24 or 32 in TOA, which is actually a huge upgrade. So I'm holding on to it for right now. Other than that, I've got some extraneous PVM items. Like I got the Dinny Bee, the Buckler, the Suffering. I don't use these ever, but I'm kind of bad at hoarding all of these purples. I don't want to drop them. They're too cool, and I like to see my little bank value go up. Getting close to 1 bill, especially when you factor in, like, I have Ranger boots stored in the POH. I think those are like 40 mil right now, so getting close. But yeah, as of right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some spring cleaning, and then hopefully we can get into some TOA later today. But finally, I think it's time we get into some PVM on the account. All I'm missing currently from the Tombs of Amasket is the Shadow of Tumican and the Missouri body. At a first glance, yeah, obviously the Shadow is insane, but honestly, at this point, I think I'd rather get the body. Keep in mind the goal of this account. Getting the Missouri body would mean we could store the entire Missouri armor set in the POH, permanently clearing up 3 bag slots and having best-in-slot range armor available whenever we need it. And oh man, TOA is an insanely fun challenge on a UIM. Some of the bosses are just straight up 0 supplies used, and as for the others, well, huge shout out to whoever designed the supply bag. Because being able to store all of those brews, restores, ambrosias, all of that stuff in one inventory slot just completely changes the name of the game for us. All we gotta do is just a couple of special strategies, which I'll share with you now. Croc is one of the more straightforward bosses for us. The only special strat, if you could even call it that, would be one tick flicking the entire fight. I try to limit myself to only using 1 sip of restore here, and better yet, none if I can help it. Alright. No purple. Kefri gets a little more fun. With some clever use of Death Charge, I can spam Claw and Fang Spec throughout the entire fight, and that greatly helps our DPS. I do have to let quite a lot of the scarabs through, unfortunately. You can see me going at them here with a Bofa, which is just absolutely not ideal. This room takes quite a little while for me, unfortunately, because I have to let so many of those scarabs through. But between Flicking Piety and the Serp Helm preventing the poison, we should be able to use just about 0 supplies. Yep, big ol' white. Baba used to suck before I got the Fang. Now, however, it's probably my second favorite boss. I don't use the red X method or anything fancy like that. I just face tank it and do the room normally. The only thing is, sometimes it just decides to choose violence, and I have to use my panic brew. However, usually I can get away with just using a single yellow Karis spec, which means a couple of restore doses down. always, white lights. Akka is my favorite room in TOA. There's just so much you can do here to make this room faster or easier. First of all, what I like to do, I try to proc Death Charge on all 4 of the shadows, and that ensures that I can get a Claw Spec off on each of them and a Yellow Karis off just before I enter the Enrage phase. If I screw up, yeah, I'm gonna have to Panic Brew. But if I do it right, the Sanguinesti absolutely carries me through this, as I can set up what's called the Wide Butterfly. It's a 4-tick kiting method where I can drag Akka all around the room without needing any ticks. You can use it with Sang or a Trident, but those Sang heals, whew, they're very nice. Expert mode, 5% chance. Any purpose. White light. Sad. Holy shit! Ooh! All I'm missing currently from the Tombs of Amasket is the Shadow of Tumikin and the Missouri body.
Collection log slot completed.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'm out here getting B-roll footage with my second account for TOA, and I actually get a purple. This is genuinely unbelievable. This is fucking... I just got my Missouri body. So let's see. All I'm missing is the staff. If I get it now, I don't even know what to say. This is just insane. All I need is the staff. Come on. Yeah, no, that makes sense. We're okay.